In this last video for lesson 1.3, we are going to be writing these extra examples down on somewhere on page 15 in your student journal. So find an empty space. This problem will help us work on the learning target of finding the distance between 2 points. So the first one we're going to do, I'd pause the video and write this problem down somewhere on page 15. We're going to find the distance between the points 0, -2, and 5, -1. And I've written down the distance formula. Remember, you don't need to memorize this, but it's a good one to try to memorize if you can. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label my 2 points with the labels used in the distance formula. So my first point, 0, -2, I'm going to label with x1, y1. Remember, the x coordinate always comes first, and the y coordinate always comes second. And then in my second point, I'm going to label it x2, y2. And now all I'm going to do is substitute my numbers into the distance formula. So the distance between these 2 points will be equal to the square root of the quantity x2, which is -5, minus x1, which is 0, squared, plus y2 minus y1, so -1 minus -2. So notice how I have minus a negative. The minus comes from my formula, and the negative comes from the -2. Now, I would not try to type this all in on your calculator at once. It's easy to make mistakes. So I would do it was in parentheses first. So -5 minus 0 is -5. And -1 minus -2, that's the same as adding. So -1 plus 2 is 1. I still wouldn't type this all in on your calculator at once. I would go ahead and square these numbers. So remember, if you have a hard time remembering where that button is on your calculator, if I wanted to do -5 squared, the squared key is this one right here, 25. And 1 squared is 1. Now we always do what's underneath the square root symbol first. So I need to add 25 plus 1 to get 26. And to take the square root on your calculator, you need to hit the second button and then your x squared key to get your square root symbol. And the square root of 26 is approximately 5.1. Let's do one more. So part B, we're going to find the distance between -5, 6 and 8, -4. We're going to use the distance formula. So again, I'm going to label my x and y coordinates of both of my points and plug these numbers into the distance formula. x2 is 8 minus x1 minus -5. y2 is -4 minus y1, which is 6. I would pause the video here and see if you can use your calculator or use your calculator to go step by step like we did in this one to find the distance. So remember, 8 minus -5, that's the same as 8 plus 5. (13 squared is 169, and -10 squared is 100. If you're getting -100, it's probably because you're not putting -10 in parentheses. Remember, you're squaring -10, the whole number. So it all needs to be in parentheses. Any number squared is always positive. And the square root of 269 is approximately 16.4.